Yeah, I remember being in Cathlamet and getting a computer that hooked up to the internet for the first time. It was so amazing. It took about 7 or 8 minutes to actually turn on and get connected to the internet, and I had all the sounds, and then the voice was like, "You've got mail," and it's like, "Wow, this is so interesting." This is something I think we can all agree on, that the state has an incentive to be able to allow its citizens here in Washington to be able to have this access. It is such a blessing. It's like a library in everyone's home. You know, that used to be back in old medieval times, that the library, you had to go all the way to Boston or had.
Now, let me cut you off really quick there, bud. During the medieval times, Boston hadn't been founded yet, and it was over in Europe, not America. But nice try, good point. I see where you're trying to go with that.
To travel all the way to, Albany or New York, or in Europe, you had to go to Rome or something to get a library to get information. We are at a time now where information can be right in the palm of our hand, and I think we should not shy away from that. We should be rushing towards that and be able to see how we can be a positive influence in getting it to everyone. We should also be aware, though, we're in uncharted territory. The internet is relatively new, and I don't know what the future holds. The futurists think that, I don't know, the kids will have like earpieces and eyepieces where they can see the screen on their eye and give them answers to tests in their ear. I don't know what's going to happen with the internet, but I want to be on top of it. I want to be ahead of the game and not get surprised by it. So it's definitely something that I'm definitely interested in. I think we have a role to play, and I just want to learn more about it, because I'll admit I'm not an internet expert, but I definitely want to be a positive solution to the problems that we have right now. Thank you. The internet is relatively new. The internet is relatively new. The internet is relatively new. As a middle school science teacher, I live this. This is my reality. I'll admit I'm not an internet expert.
The internet is relatively new.
So I don't know what kind of alternate reality this science teacher from Cathlamet is living in, where he said in the year 2018 that the internet is relatively new. But I know that in Huntington Junior High, back in the year 1992, okay, we had internet in schools already. So that just shows you how, I don't know, behind the times this guy is. I don't even know really what to think of it, except for that's just one of the stupidest things I've ever heard somebody say at a candidate forum.